views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB-TV.
Whether she's walking the red carpet or doing interviews, you'll find her with celebrities and all the latest news. She's here, she's there, she's everywhere, she's always on the go. So sit back, relax, and get ready, 'cause it's the Corey Taylor Talks Show.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to Corey Taylor Talks, live from Las Vegas. I am joined with the one and only Mr. Dirk Vermin.
Hi,
all the way over there.
You're way too far away.
That's right.
This is not okay.
We are practicing social distancing, though. We are doing our part,
Should
right?
I be in my bedroom with a horrible camera angle? Like you
That's
watch the
right.
news right now?
Right.
And the news, the newscast, one newscaster's in there, and the other one's in their living room.
Right.
Yeah, it's really kind of silly.
Got the dogs in the background. It's gotta do what you gotta do.
We're following the rules.
That's right.
Governor Sisolak, we're following the rules.
That's right. Okay, so I think we have to kind of address the elephant in the room with this. Obviously, the virus is horrifying. It screwed up everyone, the whole economy, everything is just a disaster.
Tens of thousands of people have died just in this state.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Go ahead.
Exactly. Everything's just screwed up, especially here in Vegas.
Yeah.
We're a tourist economy, and we're really no other place in the world.
For sure.
And I think a lot of smaller businesses and stuff, a lot of people aren't really paying as much attention to. But you, of course, are a tattoo artist, and this has got to be probably like the most difficult thing, correct?
Without a doubt. I mean, I've been shut down since March 15th, 16th, something like that.
I think so, yeah.
Just St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
I had such better plans that day than locking up my shop, and we
Right.
boarded it up.
Yeah.
At this point, I mean, we can talk about so many things, and I'm going to go on record saying I think Sisolak did a good job, and he, on some level, he probably saved the state because we were supposed to, with the guidelines that he has now, be in the thousands of deaths, and we didn't.
Right.
That's amazing, but give me a fucking break. 2 doors down from my tattoo parlor is a beauty salon. There's no difference. My tattoo parlor has private rooms, 6 feet apart. We practice everything that we're supposed to.
Oh yeah.
We're been appointment only, and we do all those things. None of that matters because when you think about, especially the white establishment government, America, that most of the men are 60, 70 years old. It's a different generation.
Absolutely.
He looks at tattoo parlors and he doesn't think, what a fine, upstanding business. He thinks,
Right.
oh, sailors, bikers, and prison. We'll let them open later. And he might put us on phase 4.
Right.
If he puts us on phase 4, I'll take the fine. I'll risk my business license. I'm done because I'm wiped out. And I've got no government help.
Right.
And so I didn't get a stimulus check because I made too much money. I can't get unemployment. I did try today. We'll see.
It's because you're like independent contractor.
Yeah,
Is that
I'm not even that. I'm self-employed.
Oh, okay.
The guys who work for me are independent contractors.
Gotcha.
They might be able to get unemployment today. I know some people that are,
Right.
and I hope they do.
Yeah.
Because it's getting scary, and
It
you, as a tattoo artist, you're so used to making. You always have cash in your pocket, and if you're a smart tattoo artist, you'll save money.
Right.
Not all of us are smart tattoo artists, and we didn't know that this was going to happen.
Right.
No one did.
No, and I think that was the most crazy part about it. Like, there was whispers in China and stuff, and we knew it was going on there, but it never seemed like a possibility that it would come here, and so, or if it did not get this bad. And so no one was prepared for it. And even if you were, bills happen, life happens. You can't really.
For sure.
So it's scary. And I think that is the most important thing. Like you said, I think it was necessary lockdown and stuff at first.
I think you did a good job.
Yeah, but now it's time we start reopening, especially sanitary wise. I'm sorry. I'd rather be at a tattoo parlor any day than half of these places.
Well, for sure. And all I wanted was just a little fairness.
Right.
If a beauty salon can be opened, and I'm doing the same thing, but even more, because I'm bloodborne pathogen certified.
Right.
I'm first aid certified. I'm governed by the health department.
Right.
I'm all of these things that your hairdresser isn't. No offense to her, but
Right.
she's fucking working right now.
Absolutely.
And there's no social distancing there.
Oh, absolutely not.
And that's okay. and I hate the term social distancing. And by the way, this doesn't matter. This 6 feet doesn't matter,
Right.
in my opinion.
Right.
The thing that's going to protect us all, and I think it's being proven right now, is our own immune system. If you stay home in a bubble, and you just look around and you look through the curtains, oh my goodness, what's that? Are you kidding me? You think your immune system is going to suck? We have viruses thrown at us every single day.
Yeah.
This is a special one.
Of course.
But I do think we're going to find out, and this based on nothing. This is just my opinion. We're going to find out in the next year, 2 years, what this is going to be a whole lot different than we thought it was.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking conspiracy theory. I'm just
No.
saying, much like 9/11, we overreacted.
Yeah.
You know, two planes get flown into the World Trade Center in New York, and now I got to take my shoes off the airport.
Right.
Which makes total sense, because it makes total sense, and be treated every time I'm flying like a criminal, just because I'm I'm playing coach. Sorry,
Right.
but you know what I mean. So
No, I
think
do- I
it's-
absolutely
think it's
get what you mean.
overreaction. But I have so many friends in New York. New York's a war zone.
I have a lot of family there. Yeah, it's
And
bad
so
up there. It's very
you
bad.
can't if you look at Cuomo and everything doing the best he can,
Right.
and then Sisolak doing what he can, pretty much whatever the governor of California tells him. Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm getting audited this year. but you know what I mean.
Right.
It's just
Well,
having
it's
said
also
that.
factual. I mean, we can just kind of look at everything.
It was on
right.
Facebook, so it has to be true.
Right.
All of this. So, yeah.
Right.
Anyway, I mean, there's so much to talk about, but just personally, and I know that we're all this together, and in these unprecedented times, and every other social distancing, the whole thing. Stay safe. It's going to be bumper stickers, and just
Yeah.
like Vegas strong, Boston strong.
That's true.
Never
Yeah.
forget. It just becomes a marketing tool.
Right.
And so it's going to be very interesting to see what actually comes out.
Yeah.
And not pro-Trump, not pro-Biden, none of it. They're all liars. Every single one of them are liars. I don't trust anybody. And it's not about that. If we could have been prepared sooner by looking at other countries, we might have saved tens and tens of thousands of deaths.
Very true.
So that's when we look at Nevada, so for some reason on the West, the West and Midwest, you've got New York, which is how many people now? 20,
Oh,
30,000. I
a
mean,
lot,
I don't
a
know.
lot,
It's
a lot.
just
Yeah.
1,000, tens
An
and tens
insane
of
amount,
thousands.
yeah.
And we're pushing 350 for the
Right.
state. But when you say it that coldly, that old expression that the death of one is a tragedy, the death of many is a statistic. You get on the news now, and here we have the COVID numbers. Las Vegas is only 218, and here's the weather.
Right.
That's 218 people.
Absolutely.
But then if you look at and the conspiracy kind of things, or whatever it is,
Yeah.
if there's only 200 people, what are the percentage that are only COVID? Because they're because if you come in for a broken leg and then you get COVID, or what broken leg, you won't die from that. If you come in for cancer and you get COVID and you die from cancer, okay, that's all silly, and you can argue that all day. But regardless of that, whether the numbers are not bigger, they're smaller, because they're not going to pad the numbers to make them they're smaller. So having said all that, we're doing what we can, the social distancing, the mask, and then you have one person I saw that was if the masks work, let us go back to work. If they don't, then why do we have to wear them? Because you have one person that says the masks absolutely work for this. Then you have another one going, yeah, you can't leave them on too long because now you're breathing your own carbon dioxide, which can make you sick and make you and on and on. Right. And because we're just hoarded in our homes watching Netflix, warriors, fucking ridiculous. We're getting weaker.
Yeah.
And so I go to my shop that's closed every day. I get out of the house.
It is,
I can't do it.
yeah.
I can't do it. I clean the place. I answer emails. I've been doing a lot of social media, more than I ever have, just to create movement and to not remind people, but also for my own sanity, and to say, hey, this is my shop. I want to come back.
Yeah.
Because one thing that Sisolak and all the government people don't understand. I was born and raised here. I built a business here in 1997. That's small business.
Yeah.
Isn't that what we're built on? Because corporate
Absolutely.
things can come and go,
Right.
depending on the tax system we have here. I hear we're getting a state tax soon. All right.
Yeah.
Once again, good. But you know, fucking A. We're gonna be Los Angeles so quick our heads are gonna spin.
Yeah. I think we need to start a state lottery. I think that's one of the only ways we can really get out of this. And I know the casinos are gonna make it almost near impossible, but we really need to get that. I think.
And you look at with the casinos not being open, it shows just how much power that the government really
Yes,
has.
they do.
Because the casinos are losing millions and millions of dollars a day.
Oh yeah.
And you don't think they're pressuring? Pressuring the state.
Right.
So, people are like, hey, we signed a petition for you. Thank you. It's in the trash in the governor's office.
Right.
But thank you. Thank you for that. He's going, oh, wait a minute. Caesar's Palace wants to open, but I think Dirk Vermin at Pussycat Tattoo Parlor, he should open because 5,000 people signed. I appreciate those 5,000 people, but it's falling on deaf ears, as most petitions do.
Yeah.
Because any government has an agenda. It's just what they have.
Yeah.
Because they're controlled by the powers that put them in, and so there you go. That's my big political rant. Look at me.
Look at you. But you're right. And honestly, I think, like you said, it's really a crazy time in this world. And I think, like you said, we don't know what tomorrow will bring in. It's very likely it will be an overreaction. And I think it's just insane to think about that we really have no idea what's really going on.
It's weird how quickly it became normal.
Yeah.
You wake up at 5 in the morning, you're, oh shit, the fucking virus again. You're just like, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna put on my hat, and I'm gonna put on my mask, and I'm gonna go to the grocery store because that's all that's open. Okay, well this will be fun. And then you go in the grocery store, you're like, I don't think I'm gonna go to the grocery store.
Right.
There's 100 people in there, and I'm like, okay, I don't need that much. Amazon. I'll order eggs or whatever.
Right. And they're out of it now too.
Which I don't do, by the way.
Right.
But
I do.
It's just kind of funny. But
right.
But also, when you talk about, there was a post that I put out a couple weeks ago about being called non-essential.
Right.
Much like when I was called hostile talent. The things that have been called, I'm not offended by that.
Right.
I will be non-essential. That's going to be probably on my graves. Not grave, whatever. Maybe not on my gravestone, but certainly it's a badge of honor. And my buddy Michael Helper, who owns Rusty Spur Saloon on Dean Martin, I'll be there tomorrow at 3, 1 to 3. He came up with it. He goes, man, I should have marketed it. I said, well, I'm stealing it. so we're doing non-essential as fuck hats.
Which I love.
We're just embracing it.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to call us.
Yeah.
But the problem that I have with that is once you start cherry picking what businesses can be open, once you divide and conquer and you say, you're essential, you're not. Wait a minute, I just work at Jack in the Box. No, you're essential. Because that's nutrition. Is it? Is Jack in the Box really nutrition?
Right.
But so he has a job. And then you have somebody who's unemployed. Well, now they're getting unemployment and an extra $600. Awesome. The guy Jack in the Box is not getting that $600.
That's right.
Because he's essential. So none of this, because everything's so arbitrary, and they don't know what they're doing.
Right.
Clearly. And then you take me, I can't get any government assistance. Didn't want government assistance.
Right.
Unemployment? I've never filed for unemployment in my life. I haven't had a real job in 30 years, but I've never filed for unemployment.
Right.
I've never asked the government to take care of me because I'm an old punk rocker. Trust the government? Fuck Reagan. You know what I mean? It's just that's you're not. And now people are like, the government's not taking care of me. They're not supposed to.
Right.
Are you aware of they're taking care of the corporations? I remember when they did the SBA loan. So I applied for this and I got denied. I'm like, oh, well, the Los Angeles Lakers, that small business, they got $20 million. I hope they're going to be okay.
I know.
I hope they survive.
I don't know.
Fucking
I feel
sports.
bad for them.
Yeah. Anyway.
No. Yeah, I know it is. It's insane, and I think it's because it happens so quickly, like you said, that we are just so unprepared, and everyone is just so, and it is backwards, and the people who aren't working are making so much more. They don't want to go back to work. Right. They're making so much more.
My wife don't want to go back to work.
Would be working. Yeah.
She's making triple her salary.
And I don't blame them.
No, it's not. It's going to go away soon.
Right.
And trust me, at some point you're going to have to pay taxes on that. And it's going to be, you know what I mean? We don't even know. It's not free money. By the way, it's your money.
Right.
This is our taxes paying for this. Like the government's going, oh my God, there's such wonderful people in this country. Just give them money. It's our money.
Right.
It's from the taxes we pay. So it's just they're not printing money. Well, they probably are printing money, but you know, because the gold standard hasn't been around for a while.
Just print some more.
It's a bunch of IOUs, you know. Fort Knox is a bunch of IOUs.
We'll get out of it somehow. I don't know, but no, it is. It's just kind of insane. So, but I think it's very important to. I think I really wanted you on because. I for some reason I don't know why small businesses aren't getting as much attention, and I think you guys are the most affected than anyone.
Well, so many of my friends they're going to lose their businesses.
Yeah. Oh,
if it's one more month, they're going to lose it, and that if the governor would just. Because I don't want to tattoo without restrictions.
Absolutely. I think there should be restrictions.
And I'll put more restrictions on than I had before.
Right.
But guess what? I had them before. I was already clean.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not hospital clean. Well, you know, actually, I probably am hospital clean. No one's ever got a staph infection in my shop.
That's right.
You know, but you might get it when you're, you know, getting a kidney fucking transplant or whatever.
Exactly.
But, you know, but we are aware. And so to not be able to open up when you want to follow the rules. Right. And the rules we set. When I started my tattoo parlor in 97, I helped the health department write the fucking rules that are being implemented now.
Wow.
And now I'm sitting there going, can I follow the rules? Oh, not yet. Oh, well, hey, the governor's on the news. Let's see what he says. Oh, wear masks. Oh, that's it. Wear more masks. Well, that was worth it. Can I open? No. Okay. You know what I mean? And it's just, you feel kind of helpless and hopeless, and the whole thing's. I keep saying the word arbitrary, but it really is. You know, you're open. You're open. You're open. You're not open. Not you. No, not you.
Right.
But you. Okay. And if it was fair, I'd shut my mouth, and I kept my mouth shut for a while. But now I got guys who need me to keep my shop open.
Yeah.
Because for me, I found out very quickly, there's no plan B. I'm not qualified for anything else.
Right.
You know, I thought I was going to be an actor.
You still can. Don't give up, Dirk.
No. Oh, no. I acted for 2 years on basic cable.
That's
but,
right.
but exactly. But that, you know, but there was no other plan B. Because once and it's not that I'm nothing more than a tattoo artist.
Right.
I'm proud to be a tattoo artist.
Absolutely.
You know, and so, you know, with pushing 30 years in this industry, I'm proud of it. And sometimes I hate it and sometimes I don't. But what this made me do is realize how much I love it and how important it is. And it's how I feed my family, and I'm proud of it. And I'm proud to be a leader in the tattoo community. You know, people are looking at me, what's he going to do? Yeah. Well, there's other shops are opening.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, but I'm going to wait just a touch. Not because I'm afraid, because I'm actually not. I have lawyers and all that kind of stuff. But how far do I want to get on the radar?
Absolutely.
You know, because if I say I'm opening on June 1st, and then, you know, then all of a sudden I'm rated and they're talking about business, and then we open on the 28th anyway, I'm like, shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So if phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, the whole thing, you know, I'm going to be opening in June the best I can.
Yeah.
If I got to lock the door and we're closed, then that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, because if you knock on my door and I'm closed, am I open? That's a private appointment.
Right.
And we're not exchanging money.
No.
You know? Yeah, he brought me lunch and whiskey.
Exactly.
Yeah, so anyway.
No, it is insane to see what's considered essential and non-essential. And like you said, I mean, especially I think if people don't have tattoos and stuff, I think the stereotypical way of looking at a tattoo parlor is like, oh, it's this disgusting, gross place. And if you go there, it is so much better than half of the restaurants there are. I mean, anything. I mean, they're really so clean. They're constantly changing out everything. Like, it's so insanely sanitary. And like you said, especially if you put in just a few more precautions, it's probably literally like one of the safest places you could be.
I would agree because, you know, especially with this virus being airborne or respiratory, you're not going to get it in a tattoo parlor.
Right.
You know, and it seems very easy to kill, by the way.
Yeah. Just
wash your hands? What a tough virus. Wash your hands. That's all you got to do? Oh. Yeah, the virus is dead. Oh. Well, shit. Can I go to work now? Oh, sorry. No. Wear more masks? You got it, you know. Yeah, right. So but it's who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? This is...
I think that's the craziest part. It's the whole unknown. We have no idea what will be next. None.
And I miss supporting. And one thing I will say, you know, and I probably said it before in other forums, I will never, ever support big business again. When I found out that Ruth's Chris Steakhouse got millions of dollars, and the little steakhouse down the street from me, I made that up, but whatever.
Right.
But a business,
Right.
that is a small business.
Right.
Where a person puts their life. My buddy Johnny Church just opened a diner 2 weeks before the virus.
Oh God.
He put everything, his
sure.
savings, investments from family, into this place, and then boom, you're shut down. Well, he might need the loan.
Yeah.
Ruth's Chris doesn't need it, and believe me, they weren't going to send it back until their publicity person said, "You know what would be a great PR move? Give the money back and distribute it among small business." Like the Los Angeles Lakers. So it's like, yeah. And then you're like, well, how much is the government actually responsible for helping us out? And why are they helping some out and not others?
Right.
And so, that's kind of the fear and bullshit of the whole thing, so.
Well, even the small business loans are amazing and helping some people for sure. There's so many stipulations to it too
sure,
that it can almost hurt the business more than it's helping it.
I couldn't get one.
Yeah.
I couldn't get one because I don't have employees.
Right.
So the most I could have gotten is 1,000.
Right.
And that's it.
Yeah.
But that's 1,000 pays one of my bills. One.
Right.
Because I'm just the amount of income that I need to sustain a shop, cover my IRS debts and everything else. Just I need a bunch of money. I need a few thousands. I need a pile of thousands every month.
Right.
Not one.
Right.
And that's a one-time thing only, because when they send it to me, here you go. I'm like, that's it?
Right.
Oh, we're done? Okay. And then that was it.
Yeah.
And so because they're not going to, do it again. So anyway, whatever. It's
Yeah. It's
we either survive or we won't, and if I can't keep my tattoo parlor open, well, there's the answer. I had a good run. Yeah. But I do think I can keep it open. And
I hope so. And I hope and pray that after this, people will, like you said, especially support the small businesses. That's who really needs it more than ever.
Yeah.
They needed it in the first place, but now more than ever. So if you want that too, by golly, go and get it.
Well, I will say, so many people reached out to me, can I prepay for a tattoo? Can I put a deposit
Oh, that's
down?
awesome, yeah.
Can I buy a bunch of hats,
Right.
And so, I sold $500 worth of hats last
Good.
week, and I'll probably do the same tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
And so it's not big money, but I ain't doing anything else,
That's it. Anything, anything
Yeah,
else.
exactly. And so, linking together with other small businesses and what I was saying earlier about not supporting big business again, that's the end of it.
Yeah.
I will be on a mission to support small business, period, because it's all that matters, and because it's the reality of who we actually are, not corporations and big companies, which I've dealt with. I was on A&E for a while. I know what corporations do. They're soulless, they're heartless, they don't care. But if let's take Johnny again. If I'm sitting there and he makes me a meal, he cares that I'm there. If Ruth Chris makes me a meal, let's say I write him a bad Yelp review, which I've never done. Well, first of all, I can't afford Ruth Chris. I love that I think I can afford Ruth Chris Steakhouse. And I don't know why I'm bashing him. I just maybe they're nice people. I don't know. Or maybe they hate the Jews.
Like they're soulless and they're kind.
Sorry. Ruth Chris does not hate the Jews. Sorry about that. I mean, allegedly.
And then they'll come out a big story. God, Dirk, you just ruined your whole career.
Oh, well, I ruined my career a long time ago. Trust me.
They'll think of a new little catchphrase for you.
Dirk Vermin hates the Jews.
Yeah, but
Hashtag.
So I was gonna say how are people supporting you? But you just said so.
They're literally just getting on and say, can I prepay for a tattoo?
Yeah.
And that saved my ass, because one thing I will say is I have a new landlord in the same location, but a brand new landlord, and I was just in the middle of signing a new lease, and then all of a sudden, what? We have to shut down, and now I didn't have the protection of a lease. I had nothing. So we were negotiating a little bit here and there, and to be honest, they came at me and said, you know what? How about we do a rent deferral? You pay your CAM charges and 33% of your rent while you're shut down. Once you're allowed to reopen, we go back to full rent, and we take the months that you're closed, and we spread it over 6 months. And I went, wow. I go, that's more than fair.
Yeah.
They'll still get every dime.
Right.
But they did something.
Absolutely.
They did something. My landlord at my home, he goes, "Where's the rent?" And he's a nice guy, but that's how he pays his bills. And so you know,
And that's the problem too.
yeah. And then I deferred my car payment and I deferred my insurance payment for a month or so, and then the bill came. I go, "Wait a minute, it's double." Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, you have to pay it eventually. Shit.
Right.
Boy, it looks so nice when I saw that zero. Damn it, you know. But it's so eventually, you know, no one's going to do anything for free, and I think that's one of the things that with all these government programs, they're not free.
No, it's gonna. They're saying they're acting like it is, but it's gonna come back.
and but at least they're helping.
Right.
And if they're helping some, that's better than none, I guess. You know, I'll find a way to survive.
Right.
But there's people who can't find a way to survive.
Absolutely.
You know, and so they're, you know, you say a single mother of 3 or something, and she's struggling in this system, she's going to need a lot of help.
Heck yeah.
You know, if her job's been cut in the casino or whatever it is, you know. My kids are grown. You know, they're doing well.
Yeah.
One of my Tiger Lee has a job, and Jasmine came back from college, and she's actually got an employment, so she's doing okay for a while. And then she'll go to UNLV after, you know, this ends. When does it end again? Oh, June 1st. June 1st, it all ends. The virus is gone. You know. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But at least, like you said, that I thank God you're doing okay for now, and hope we just need to keep supporting people and really putting especially if you are having a lot of extra income, which I know a lot of people are getting a lot of extra income right now. Support the people that aren't.
Yeah, and that was kind of the thing. You know, one of my buddies said to me, I go, "Well, you know, let's wait till this is all over." He goes, "Dude, I'm making $900 a week. I can buy a fucking tattoo." I go, "Well, then buy a tattoo. Here's my Venmo. Here's my, you know." And I'm like, I mean, if you want to give me money, because chances are you might not get that tattoo for a year. Because what's going to suck is after all these payments and all that.
You have so many.
Yeah, so I'm like, no, that money's already been spent. So now they come in for the free tattoo that they paid 4 months ago. I'm like, oh.
You're like, oh, crap.
So, yeah, I'm working the entire week and I'm not making any money. I'm like,
Hopefully
man.
they'll tip at least.
yeah. But, yeah, you know, I have such an amazing customer
That's awesome.
base and everything. You know. So, yeah, I mean, there's bright sides to all of this, too. People are a lot nicer to each other.
Yeah.
I
think that's a little debatable.
Well, I noticed, you know, I was getting gas the other day at Sam's Club, and I pull up, and I see a MAGA hat, and I'm like, oh, boy. You know, no, whatever.
Absolutely.
Whatever. Yeah. I don't have a Biden hat, trust me. I fucking hate them all. Right. But I see the hat, and I went, and he goes, "How are you today, sir?" And I go, "Oh, I'm good." He goes, "How's life treating you? You doing okay with this?" We had the nicest conversation. And I have a lot of my friends like Trump. I don't care about that. I care about how you treat me and how I treat you. I don't care about your political views. Like Trump. Sounds good to me. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just don't care. But I realized that the second I pulled up, I judged him immediately. And I shouldn't have.
Right.
And trust me, I get judged immediately when people see me.
Of course.
If they don't know who I am.
Right.
Not that, I don't know, that sounded like a TV guy. If they don't know who I am, but you know what I mean. If they're aware of me, they know that I'm a nice guy.
Right.
If they just see me with tattoos and a hat that says "fuck" on it and you know whatever, they might go, I don't want to talk to that guy.
Right.
But I had the nicest conversation with him, and you know, then he said, you know, God bless, and he just couldn't have been a nicer guy. And man, that's awesome. And then I just noticed that more and more that people. I hope it sticks.
Yeah.
What I don't like and what we are not hardwired for, we're not supposed to be this.
Right.
Now, if it's protecting us, cool.
Right.
I was talking to a nurse at a grocery store. She wasn't wearing a mask. Neither was I. This was a month ago, before it was mandated. And she said, "You could come up." And I go, "I'm following the rules. It says 6 feet, and there's a sticker on the door." And she goes, "Get your ass up here." So I put my groceries in, and then the checker's going. Like, she didn't quite know what to do. And she goes, "Excuse me, I'm a nurse. Let me tell you something." She goes, "I'm in the front lines, and I have been." She goes, "I'm not wearing a mask." "I know. I'm an asshole." She goes, "I also washed my hands 50 times today." She goes, "Those gloves you're wearing," she's talking to the checker. She goes, "Is those your gloves for the shift, or you change them for every person after you wash your hands?" She goes, "They're my gloves for the shift." She goes, "There are more things on your gloves right now, and you're touching everyone." Okay, so there's the glove spread. She goes, "The mask, by the way," she goes, "that's false security." And she goes, "And this glass, you know," she goes, "Coronavirus doesn't get out of your mouth and go bing." Bing!
Right.
Oh well, look at that! Look at that! The coronavirus goes and comes in. You know, it's
Right.
airborne, and so the false sense of security.
is.
And I think that's the fear. Is once you have that sense of security, your guard might go down.
Right.
Um,
Well, it's kind of like airport security, same thing. It's not really going to prevent much at all. Like you said, taking off your
if
shoes.
someone
okay.
wants to take the plane down,
They're
they're going to
gonna
find
do
a
it,
way.
right.
My grandmother, who has to take her shoes off,
Yeah.
wasn't going to bring the plane down anyway.
Exactly.
But you know what I mean? So I think all of this, I think it's overkill, but I don't know that. Maybe it's exactly what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But I can't believe that it would be, because I've seen how every single thing we've ever done has been overreacted since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine they got this one right. Thank you, coronavirus, for teaching us how to do exactly what we needed today. It just
Right.
it doesn't make any sense. And by the way, this is based on nothing. I'm just watching the news like anyone else.
Yeah.
I don't. You have one friend that says this and one that says that, and they're all scientists, by the way. Now, everything I'm spouting right now, this comes from scientific research
right.
that I did on Facebook 2 days ago.
That's right.
It doesn't. We're being told a certain thing. We put that into our head. We try to process it, and so when you're told do this, don't do that, it goes into your head and goes, which one should I do?
Right.
Well, it might be somewhere in the middle. Me, I'm like, do what I want, done, because that's just the old punk rocker in me, and I don't like following rules. You know,
Right.
I mean, I'm going to, but I don't like doing it.
Yeah.
It's not my nature. It's not the nature of any rebel. Not that I'm fucking James Dean or anything, but I'm not. But you know what I mean?
I got you. Yeah.
Question authority.
Right.
That's an old Circle Jerks song from the 1980s. When I remember, years ago, the government said it. That kind of go, no, you're supposed to question everything. Question religion. Question authority. Question your government. Question your parents.
Yeah.
What? They have a PhD in parenting because they,
Right.
we all suck.
Yeah.
Not you guys,
Especially not
But you know what I
me,
mean.
right.
I mean,
No,
we,
of
we,
course.
some
Of course.
have good parents.
We're
and some don't.
humans. That's what
exactly.
it is. We're humans.
And
Yeah.
sometimes I'm a good dad, and sometimes I'm a fucking shitty dad.
Yeah.
Sometimes a good husband, sometimes I'm a bad husband, sometimes I'm a good friend. We're all.
Yeah.
None of us are black and white. We're black and white with a lot of grays in the middle.
Yeah.
We're doing the best we can. So hopefully through all of this, we're going to be a better species.
Yeah.
I
I hope so.
know.
I think it's kind of interesting because, like you said, you've seen a lot of good come out of this. I don't know. For some reason, I've seen kind of the opposite, and I've seen people. That's the scariest thing
Well,
to me about it too.
I'm looking through whiskey-colored glasses.
But I think that's the scariest part about it to me too. Is if we don't reopen soon, this could. Maybe less people will die from the virus than riots or people starvation. I mean, anything could possibly happen, and it's such a catch-22. You don't know what's the better option.
Yeah. I mean, you OJ gets acquitted and a bunch of people die. You know what I mean? There's sometimes the reaction to whatever it is an overreaction.
Right.
I thought I'm going to board my shop up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you're pissed that I'm not working. Or maybe you're pissed that I am working.
Right.
Or maybe you're pissed that you're not, whatever. And you're like,
Right.
oh, that guy, I remember that guy. I'm going to bash his window.
Yeah.
Why not? For no other reason. Maybe it's not even personal. You just want to break a window because you're frustrated.
Yeah.
And so,
Which has been happening.
Yeah, for sure.
And it happened for years.
Yeah,
I mean, not
exactly.
just now, for years.
Yeah, exactly. So it's if we don't open soon, which it seems like we're going to, because I will
hope
say,
so,
Sisolak,
yeah.
he pushed the restaurants a full week before he said he was going to.
Right.
So if he's following that timeline,
Right.
and the deaths are not. They're not as big as they were
Thank
going
God.
to be. And
Yeah.
that's exactly.
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not dismissing that. And
No,
I
of
hope
course
that I
not.
never come off as callous, that I don't think these lives matter. But
of
that's-
course it does.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying
Yeah.
about the news. It's
Right.
it's the statistic.
It is.
Let's get to coronavirus news.
Yeah.
In New York City today, and they almost got a smile on it because it's and New York won. They won. Yeah, but and Chicago's coming in on a close second. And it's like, whoa, these are people's lives.
Yeah.
And then and the hardest thing about what we're being told to do is if your grandmother gets this, you're not even allowed to be with her. You have to be away from her.
Yeah.
And again, so it's making us. Everyone's paranoid now. They're looking around. You go into any store or whatever. Unless it's Wisconsin, then you're just doing shots at the bar. See, I'm sure those flights are got to be cheap. Did you see that on the news the other day?
Yes,
I'm
I
like,
have,
I
yeah.
want to go there. I don't even know where Wisconsin is. But You know, if I want to go
Right.
drink at a bar right now, I got to go to St. George to party.
Right.
You know, in Utah. You know, but you know. So anyway,
Yeah.
I'm talking about a million things as I always do.
That's what makes you great. That's why we love having you on here.
Yeah, ask me one
but-
question, I give you the answer for 10. Whatever.
No, but I think it's like you said, question. I think you should question everything. I don't think because you can't trust anything now completely, and everyone has their own opinions, and even if you try and be unbiased, you really can't be, because once again, we're all humans, and like you said, we're not perfect. So I agree with you completely. You really need to question everything and do your own research and
absolutely.
see tons of different things, because there are, like you said, a lot of these deaths and stuff are people who currently were probably going to die right at this time anyway. So I mean, it's horrifying, and it has killed a lot of completely healthy people,
and even people who might have died from something else.
Right.
They're dying alone as well.
Absolutely, and that's
that's the most
worst
tragic
part.
thing. You think of someone you care
alone.
about
Right.
who has this virus, and they're sitting in a room with people in masks.
Right.
Because it's so. I remember going to Japan years ago. The first time I saw masks everywhere, and it's a little because it kind of makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because you don't see the intent. Now the eyes are the window to the soul and all that kind of stuff. But if all that's you're seeing, you don't know if he's smiling or what's going on.
Yeah.
And it feels like that.
Yeah.
So now it being here, because in Japan, every other person's wearing a mask since since probably the 40s.
Yeah, forever.
You know, and so seeing it here, I never in my entire life thought I would see masks everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's really, really strange. You know, and whether it helps or not, and whether it helps you or not, and that's kind of the thing. So if you don't want to wear a mask, wear it for somebody else. Yeah. I get that, and I don't want to argue that about the science. I'll put the mask on, and I'll get my groceries or whatever. Well, not me, but my wife. She'll put the mask on. She goes, I don't want you shopping anymore because you won't put the mask on. I'm like, okay, well, get good food. But yeah, anyway, I don't know what, if I was talking about anything there.
No, but I just, you really got to question everything and really think about everything. And like you said, we don't know really what's going on, and we probably won't for a few years from now.
Yeah, for sure.
What it really was.
Well, I mean, you know, the government is good at disinformation.
Right.
You know, when any president, I'm not even going to bash Trump, when any president gets on the news, they're reading a prepared script. Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe not Trump, but someone is reading a prescript. He goes off the cuff a little too often, but it's kind of funny when he does that. But they're being told something that's sort of true.
Yeah.
To make you feel that you're okay or better. You know, the one thing that I don't like that hasn't come from the highest power, to get political for 2 seconds, no compassion.
Yes.
No, there's just no compassion coming from the highest power.
Very true.
And that not at no point has Trump looked in the camera and said, "I am so sorry. I'm doing the best I can. I wish that we had all the answers. I want you to know from the bottom of my heart that I feel for every person who's died and every person that is affected by this." No, he wants to pick a fight with CNN.
Yeah.
Because he's not hearing it. So that lack of compassion. And whether someone like Obama or Clinton, and they were pieces of shit too, on different levels, but you felt compassion.
Right.
You felt like that at some point there was a soul there, and that, I'm not saying that Trump's soulless, but what I'm saying is when he talks, I don't feel protected, I don't feel taken care of, and I don't feel he gives a shit about me. Yeah. Which is ironic because a lot of his base, you think he'd let those people in his casinos? I don't think so. All right, there's my political rant. Shouldn't have had me on. I don't know.
No, I love it. I think you're awesome.
But it was, we want to know that we're being, at least that someone gives a shit.
Yeah.
Sisolak, for all his flaws, he seems like he cares.
Yeah.
And you can look at his, I'm not a Democrat or Republican, but he seems like you'll see him tear up sometimes in his news conferences, Yeah. And I'm like, you pussy, just whatever. The water, whatever. No, but he at least there's compassion.
Right. No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
You kind of feel he's doing the best he can, considering, and I don't know why anyone would want to get in politics, because you are so beholden to the people that put you there. Mm-hmm. You will never, if you have an agenda that's righteous, doesn't matter. Because the oil company decided to put you in.
That's true.
So you're going to pass this bill through instead of this bill because we put you in office, and we'll take you out of office. And that's a very simplistic way to look at it. But it's also American democracy. Mm-hmm. It's just the way things are, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But one thing that I'm kind of embarrassed by this whole thing, we blew it. This country, we should have, France and Italy's kicking our ass on their response. North Korea? Sorry, South Korea? What's the bad one? South Korea? Which one's the bad one?
North Korea.
Okay. Yeah, they're doing horrible. But South Korea, holy shit. We knew the same time they did.
They're doing excellent.
And they saved tens of thousands of lives, and they're already reopening.
Yeah.
We didn't have a president who even said this. He said it was a hoax 2 weeks before it happened.
Right.
You know what I mean? So again, you're like, what? Did we? When was it here? October?
Right.
No. It came last week. What? But I was not. You know what I mean? So it's just the misinformation. It really scares you, and you realize if you can't trust anything, you got to do the best you can, because all of this is regardless if we don't, as individuals, take care of our own.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where the virus was made.
Yeah.
If somebody ate a bat in China, okay, that's fine. But it's here now,
Right.
and it's affected everything. So I can't fix that as an individual. All I can do is take care of my own and protect my own, and then treat others around me the way that I'm supposed to. And it seems simplistic, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's completely true. And like you said, it doesn't matter where it came from and stuff, even though it's kind of a little scary.
No,
some of
it
that
absolutely
stuff.
is. Absolutely.
But we're dealing with it now, and we can worry about it later, where it came from and how long ago it was started and everything. But right now, we just need to focus on getting this taken care of and out of here.
For
so,
sure.
yeah, it's just craziness.
How much time was that?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Oh, I could talk for 10 minutes. Jeez.
Well.
Damn it.
You can't do it. But okay, so let's talk about your hats, which I personally love.
Yes.
I think they're great. So yes.
Michael Helper owns Rusty Spur Saloon. It's my favorite dive bar in the world. And this is on Dean Martin, just off of Blue Diamond. And it's got a big giant unicorn with a Pabst Blue Ribbon sticker on its ass. And it's about as big as this table.
Awesome.
I don't know how he's going to social distance. He can have 4 customers per hour, I guess, because it's a very small bar.
Right.
And he got hit the same way I did. Shut your doors. I was in there when the Gaming Commission came in and shut his machines down. Yeah. And then we partied till noon, and they shut us all down. And so we tried to drink all his whiskey. We didn't succeed, but we did try. And then we walked away, and that was on St. Paddy's Day. And so then I saw this hat, and I go, oh my God, it's brilliant. And then he goes, you should do that. I said, I don't want to take your idea. He goes, take my idea. We'll do it together. And so he put my logo on it, and we're selling them at the Rusty Spur tomorrow in the parking lot. You can't come inside.
Right.
But you can call, and we'll sneak out, hand me a 20, and we'll shut the door. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's kind of I promise we're not in there drinking. But it's a little bit of revenue, and it's also movement.
Absolutely.
Because once we're open, I don't want people to forget that we were there.
Right.
And I want them. I'll sell these hats for another year. Before, because I'll still be non-essential in the eyes of the government or whatever.
Yeah, like you said, it's your new hostile talent. I love
Exactly.
it.
You called me that, and I'll name my band that, because
Okay.
it's a badge of honor. If you're allowed to be something as non-essential or hostile, that means you pushed a button, and that means you stood up for something. And so when you call me that, I'm not offended. You know what would offend me? You're a pushover. You're a pussy. You don't take a stand on anything. Yeah, I did. You know what I mean?
Right.
That would offend me.
Right.
You take a stand on something. You got to back it up. You can't just, I do this. Back it up, and that's okay. And that's again with supporting small businesses and things like that. That's what matters.
Yeah.
And it's going to matter so much more now because most of these small businesses, not most, a lot are going to close.
Yeah.
And if you don't come in and support them, even 6 feet away, they'll be closed in a few months anyway.
Absolutely.
So we got to support these people. If you got a stimulus check or you're getting $900 a week, go support a small business. And just get takeout. Treat yourself. Get the steak.
Yeah.
And lobster. Get
right.
it. Treat yourself because you might not be able to another time.
Yeah.
And you're supporting a small business.
Absolutely.
Don't go to Ruth's Chris. Don't go to. They don't need your money.
Especially not them or the Lakers.
Yeah, are they still here? Are they even in Vegas anyway? The Lakers. Yeah. I only know that because I'm not a sports guy. I just saw it on the news.
We don't even know if it's true then.
Yeah. I don't know who the Lakers are. I know they're in Los Angeles. But.
Yeah. well, I'm so happy we have you on, and
Yeah.
so you said what was the name of the business?
Rusty's. Well, by the time this airs, we'll be done.
No, that's true.
So, but we're gonna do this every single weekend until we're open.
Okay.
And then when we're open, you can just come in and buy it.
Yeah.
So every single weekend, we're gonna be there selling these hats. Sometimes at my shop, sometimes at his.
Okay.
It's $20. It's
Yeah.
just a way to support. You know, I don't have a problem because I'm notorious for just giving things away. I'm like, I don't have a problem asking my relatives for $20.
Right.
Just give me $20.
Yeah.
You know, and otherwise, you know, I bought a hat and then now I can't pay the power bill or whatever. You know,
Right.
so. But yeah, it's a nice way to and supportive because every time I wear this, people ask me, "Oh my God, where can I get that hat?"
Yeah.
Because if you put fuck on anything, people will buy it.
I think it's an excellent hat. I love it. Love it, love it. And I think it's great. So I'm so glad you're doing okay.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we could talk and really bring more attention to small businesses and stuff. And like you said, we need to support them now more than ever. So.
And thank you. Have you been doing this all along or?
No, actually, we pre-recorded like 2 months in advance,
Oh,
so
okay.
it kind of worked out. But I think we missed 2 shows. But you know,
Okay.
it is. But we're essential
Well, this is good.
now.
I'm glad to be back, and you know I love
Yeah.
you.
Well, we love
anytime,
having you.
Anytime I'm like, yeah, I'll be there. You know.
Yeah, so we love having you. So thank you so much, Dirk,
Thank
for
you.
being on. And everyone, please go and support your non-essential businesses in any way you can, because the people are essential,
Yeah.
and there's real people that are being affected by this, and will probably be affected for a
long time.
years. So we need to support each other, come together now more than ever, and thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, never give up, always believe, and you will achieve. Thank you. God bless.